good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. I'll start off with apologizing for the delay. Some stuff came up, been trying to work out some stuff, but things are being worked on. I've heard the feedback, I've read the feedback. Things are happening, slowly, but happening. So just hold tight, and we'll be delivering the best show possible in the coming weeks. Another thing I've been thinking about is there a day that would be best for you guys? For me, as you noticed, there's nothing indicating a schedule yet. Shocker, I know. But is there a day that you guys get excited for? Fridays? Is this a good way to start a Friday? Or a Monday? Is this a good way to end a Monday? Or Wednesday? A decent way to spend a Wednesday. Mondays are okay. I know everyone, it sounds like someone's got a case of the Mondays. But is this really going to be the thing to pull you out of that Monday slump? What determines a slump on a day? Routine? Is routine really a bad thing? Things going wrong? In my experience, things go wrong every day of the week. But that's just me. Maybe it's you too. Maybe I'd like to hear about it. Comment your worst day of the week, just in general. Don't have to dive into specifics if you don't want to. If you do, more than happy to read that. Don't you worry. I'll be reading every single one. And just as proof, a little bit of an update to the eggs thing. Not to dive back into eggs a little too early, but eggs that aren't washed. I haven't dove into what they're washed with. If it's just water, if it's soap and water, I don't know. But there's a layer on it that heightens its invulnerability to things like salmonella. I haven't fact-checked this comment at all, but I'm gonna assume there was some research done. But does that make sense that they wash eggs so then they're more susceptible to getting like viruses and stuff? What's the benefit to washing as to not washing? I'll have to find out. Very curious. Very curious. And that special layer makes it so you don't have to refrigerate them. That's not a risk I'm willing to take. I'm gonna refrigerate those every time. There's no way. It's like ketchup, I'm pretty sure too. You have to, or it's optional to refrigerate. And I think I'm gonna keep refrigerating that one too. Butter? Is butter the same as eggs? Can you refrigerate, can you keep any butter out? Because they make those little butter dishes for like your countertop or your dining room table. Those look pretty cool. But I've never just left butter out on purpose. Accidentally, by all means. And I'm still here doing this. So it must have been okay. But what else can you not wash and not put in the fridge? What are some other foods that you just don't have to put in the fridge, but we do? I've seen somebody they were putting like strawberries and stuff in a jar and then I think they're putting it back in their fridge. But apparently that helps them last longer, like just fruits and stuff like that. I guess, I don't know, the containers they come in aren't very great, full of holes, kind of a nuisance. But even, I'm sure everybody's gotten some nasty fruit from the grocery store, or probably in nature, if you do that in garden fruit. People grow fruit in their garden, or is it just vegetables? I assume, no, people do strawberries for sure. For sure. Oh, can we grow grapes in this climate? Oh, I haven't given a weather update. Oh, second apology of the episode. Still winter, still snow. Extremely warm, still snow, still winter. And that other thing, of course, still happening. But, well, nothing I can do about that. Granted, I can't do anything about the weather either. Drats. Kind of painted myself into the corner on this one. But went and watched the movie Jackass Forever. Yowza. That was a trip. It makes me miss doing dumb stuff back in the day. It makes me want to do dumb stuff more. However, just like them, I definitely feel like I'm more susceptible to damage. You know, oh well, only one way to find out. I guess potential video idea, a little copycat, and the movies, and heck, even the TV show kind of had that short form content where it was just skit after skit after skit after skit, which is kind of reminiscent of the TikToks or the Instagram Reels or the YouTube Shorts of today's internet. So maybe they were onto something ahead of their time. Maybe they need or deserve even more respect than they already get or have gotten, depending on, you know, whoever's listening, their opinion of this group of individuals, if they feel the same way. Which, give it a chance. They're a creative bunch. Recommend it. Maybe don't start with, you know, the newest movie or the third movie. Go one or two if you're going to watch the movies. But the TV show, just classic. Classic stunts. Like Nutball. All you remember Nutball? That definitely didn't try that one at home. Not my home. I think. Did we? Probably. I don't know for sure. But definitely missed that stuff. Went to a new theater as well. Kinda not too sure. Not too sure about it. It's got the reclining seats, which I was skeptical of going in. It's okay. They're in the middle range of comfortable, uncomfortable, which my fear was if it's too comfortable and a person's reclining. Granted, I was watching something very entertaining and I wasn't going to be falling asleep anytime soon. But if there was something that had a low spot and it was too comfortable, guarantee I'm sawing logs in that theater regardless of what's going on screen. If it's intense dialogue, nah. If I'm too comfy, reclined, no thanks. I'm checking out. catch me in an hour. But even the screen kind of seems small in comparison to previous. Jackass Forever isn't exactly like, I don't think they shot it on with an IMAX camera. Probably not. The quality of the film was way higher than it ever like needed to be, but it was very enjoyable in that aspect as well. And they have cup holders all over the place, all over these chairs. Well, just in the armrests, but lots of them. So if we ever, get back to full capacity everything, then cup holders in this movie theater, not an issue. Not an issue whatsoever. And I tried, one thing I was trying out is on iPhones, you can airdrop like pictures and contacts and stuff to people. So whenever you're in like a group of people, if somebody has their airdrop set to receive airdrops from everyone, and somebody wants to send one, they'll pop up, like you'll pop up on their screen and you'll be able to send something, and it'll pop up on theirs saying, hey, so-and-so wants to share this with you. Which I tried twice to share a meme in the movie theater. Declined both times. Incredible. I'm going to keep trying everywhere I go. And we're going to see. It was a movie theater related meme. Here, I'll pull it up. It has that picture of Mike Wazowski with Sully's face, where he's just dumbfounded. He has a dumbfounded look on his face. And it said, ticket collectors at the movie theater when they tell you to enjoy the movie, and you respond with, thanks, you too. Big fan of saying you too to things that aren't both ways. Like, have a good rest of your day. Thanks, you too. That makes sense. Hope you're doing well, keeping well. Thanks, you too. That makes sense. My favorite, the happy birthdays, and you respond with thanks, you too. Maybe now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe they kind of see that as disrespectful, like you're just saying thanks, you too, and you're not actually reading their message. Maybe, but I would hope if they're seeing it's from me, they know me well enough to want to say happy birthday, that they're gonna know that I'm doing it just to be a silly boy. The movie theater definitely got him with a thanks, you too. They said, yeah, enjoy the show. I said thanks, you too. Restaurants, classic. They bring the food, drop it off. Hey, enjoy your meal. Thanks, you too. But by that time, they're already kind of walking away. So they got to just embrace that I just said you too. But if I did it accidentally, I'd be feeling the same way. But because I did it on purpose, I'm okay with it. I'm laughing at the entire situation. But whether or not this person knows, I did it on purpose. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I assume they're going to laugh because they didn't do anything wrong. I did. They just don't know how to respond, which, to be fair, they could sit down and just start enjoying the meal too. But I'm sure their boss wouldn't quite enjoy it as much as the rest of us would be laughing about it. Working at a movie theater, would that be okay? Would you be allowed to watch the movie? Or is there actually enough stuff to do behind the scenes that you just don't have time to watch the movie? Like when the movie starts, like in Dirty Work, you flip on the movie. You gotta like turn around, cover your eyes, make sure you're not watching it and you're not stealing, product or whatever. It's kind of silly when you think about it. That stealing a movie is just watching a screen for an hour and a half without paying for it. It's kind of weird. Like food from a grocery store, that kind of makes sense. Or like a game, I guess, makes sense. But just watching something, not actually taking anything, removing it away, other than information from the screen to your brain, that's theft. So if an employee was to do it, would that be stealing like work supplies, office supplies? Would that count as that? Stealing from their work? Maybe. I don't know. I've never worked in a movie theater, nor do I know anybody that I know of that's worked in a movie theater. Have you ever... You see how they serve like hot meals at movie theaters? The only theaters I've gone to had just regular seats. They didn't have like the spaced out like tables and stuff, which I've heard a couple places do have, which would be interesting depending on the screen size. But you got people's forks and knives. Oh, could you imagine watching your favorite movie and somebody, the knife on the plate, an actual ceramic plate, porcelain? No, that's too soft. Ceramic plate? What's harder, porcelain or ceramic? Anyways, somebody scratching that knife on the plate and just, you're trying to watch a sweet movie and you get that sound. I don't know if I'm the only one, but man, just thinking about it makes my shoulders like touch my ears. I'm just filled with, just thinking about it. That is bad. That is a bad time. Does that happen? Has anybody gone to a movie where you can eat with a fork and knife while watching a movie? I'd love to hear about how that went. If people are eating like steaks, well, like how loud's that movie got to be so you don't have to worry about hearing somebody else eating. Or like, I watched Avengers: Age of Ultron when it came out in the at the theater, and there was a guy probably like 30 minutes in, sawing logs 2 seats away from me. Like he was snoring hard. Like I could hear him the whole time. And it's not the loudest movie, but like it certainly wasn't quiet the whole time, but I could hear him the whole time. And it was just snoring. If you were eating food, like a meal during a movie, 2 seats away from somebody, you're hearing everything. You're hearing how cooked their steak is, how crunchy their fries are, like how wet the gravy is, how squeaky that cheese is. That's right, I brought it back to poutine. I have to. Oh, nothing's better than a good poutine. Tacos are pretty good. Is it better? Wonder what I could eat more of in one sitting, tacos or poutine. Depends how the tacos are done, because you can get pretty crazy with what goes in the tacos. And the poutines as well, I suppose. I don't get too wild with the poutine. I keep it classic. Fries, cheese, gravy. I've definitely had it with more, but I can definitely get away with the bare minimum and be enjoying it. There's a poutine joint. Can't remember what it's called. Red plaid everywhere, like black and red plaid everywhere. With the curly headed fellow and the glasses as like the mascot or the picture of. That place. What did I get? I think I got like a pulled pork poutine or some sort of like multi-meat poutine. Dang, that was some good stuff. And that cheese was squeaky. And if you're in a theater watching, Bug's Life 2, did they come out with the second one? Bugs Life 2 or something. Nothing too action heavy. Music would probably be the loudest thing in that movie, or the caterpillar saying something silly. But like, you're gonna have squeaky cheese in your ears while you're trying to watch this. I've always seen the line for the hot food. Never pulled the trigger. I barely eat when I go to movie theaters as it is, because I don't want interruptions. Get a drink sometimes, just because you got to stay hydrated, of course. And you don't want to risk having to go to the bathroom or something and miss any of it, unless you're gonna, go back and watch it the next day just to make sure you catch it all before it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, digital. You got to be careful. Same thing with concerts, man. Yeah, bathroom and everything before it starts. Minimal drinks, food. Again, maybe don't load up, just so you can maintain your attention to the product the whole time. Actually, on that note, the security and everything, they're essentially getting a free show. They're watching everything else, but they're listening to everything else that's going on. And I assume that doesn't count as stealing the product. Weird. I wonder. Yeah, I'll have to try and find somebody who works at a movie theater and get their input on it. Well, I guess that gives me some things to think about. Gives you guys some things to think about. And yeah, hopefully we can get this train on the same track every week. We can develop a routine here on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One of the days of the week are going to work. Visuals are coming. Stay tuned. As always, have fun. Be good.